In this video, I'm going to unbox and assemble the Cityrang 4.0 electric bike. I'm going to take it from package to pavement. I hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get after it. So in this box, you have your manual, all the tools you're going to need to assemble this, the pedals, and the charger for the battery. I'm going to get this unpacked and remove the battery and get that charging first. Okay, I got the bike mostly unpacked. I'm going to keep this foam piece on the back here to keep it stable and upright. And the handlebars, I'm going to keep the foam on that. But here on the handlebars is the keys. So what you want to do is remove the keys from the handlebars. And then you can remove the battery from the frame and get this charging. So I'm going to remove the battery. And I'm going to get the charger out of the box and get this charging so I can get to the fun quicker. First thing we want to do is install the handlebar and straighten the stem. You're going to use your biggest hex wrench, which is 8 millimeters, and you'll want to loosen this up a little bit and then turn this around so it faces forward. Come up here, get everything aligned. Look down on it. And then tighten this down. Then tighten the side bolts down on the stem. Like that. And now remove the stem cap. Now I'm going to remove the packaging from the handlebars. I'm going to leave the packaging on the screen so that it's protected, just in case something happens. I'm going to bring this up like this and set the handlebars in here. You're going to see these little grooves, and then reinstall your stem cap. I'm going to get these bolts installed, and then I'll put the handlebars in the proper position. Now I'm going to raise the handlebars up like this. Get the ridges aligned. I'm going to put it like that for now. I can always come back and adjust the handlebars to my liking after it's fully assembled. Got the handlebars lined up, and now I'm going to tighten the screws down on the stem cap. Next, I'm going to install the front mount of the cargo rack. First thing I want to do is remove these protective covers, and then remove each one of these 5 millimeter bolts. And now slide the cargo rack forward, and then you can install this bolt. But before I do, I like to put blue Loctite on here. That way, when the bike rattles around, the bolts won't back out and come loose. I do the same thing on the kickstand, so I'm going to go ahead and install that. A link to this product is above and also in the description. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that blue Loctite on there, and then install the bolt. Now just tighten these down. Next, I'm going to install the kickstand, so when I put on the front wheel, that I can prop the bike upwards. I'm going to remove the 5mm bolts. I put some thread locker on the kickstand here because this often rattles loose while riding. Go ahead and put this up. And it slides on. Looks like I need to pry this apart a little bit. Looks like they over tighten the bolts and clamp this down. So I have the kickstand here. I'm going to slide the screwdriver in here, twist it. You can see that it opens up that gap. And now it should just slide right on. Yep. And the bolts should just install easily. In this step, I'm going to remove the shipping axle and install the front wheel. It may help to have a friend lift the bike up for you, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this front shipping fork, loosen up the bolts, loosen up the bolts on this side. Sometimes you may need an extra wrench or crescent wrench to loosen things up. And then I'm going to lift this up, remove the shipping axle. And now I'm going to install the front wheel. What you want to do is make sure that the brake is lined up with the brake side. And what I'm going to do is lift up the bike like this, slide the front wheel in, get that brake rotor lined up with the caliper. There we go. And now it's setting on the fork. I'm going to reach back here, put down the kickstand so the bike won't fall over. And now I'm going to install the nuts and washers. You're going to want the washer with the little tab to be put on first, and it goes into the little hole on the fork, then the lock washer, then the nut. I'm going to do the same on the other side, install the washer with the little tab on it, then the lock washer, and the nut. And then this is where I take my 15mm wrench. I'm going to tighten this up. Okay, and I'm going to tighten the other side up. Now it's time to install the fender with the headlight. You're going to remove it from its protective cover. You're going to slide the fender in from this side like that. These standoffs get mounted here, and then this gets mounted on this bolt here. And you're going to take the headlight, make sure that it's not wrapped around the handlebars like that, and you're going to use the 5mm bolt with the lock nut that's on the back, and you're going to install that up here. And what you want to do is put the headlight mount like this with the fender and put the bolt through like this, and then the headlight, and then those go through the fork mount here. Put the nut on the back, and then this is where you're going to need your wrench. Your 10mm will hold the lock nut on the back, and then the 5mm to tighten down the bolt. Once it starts to get close to tight, what you want to do is rotate the headlight up like that in the proper position, and then tighten that down. And now I'm going to move here to the side mounts. I'm going to remove this bolt from each side. I am going to put a little thread locker on that because these tend to rattle loose also. Tighten that down. And then do the same on the other side. Install these black caps over the nut, just gives it a little better look. And I'm going to remove the protective film on the crank arm. To install the pedals, you're going to match the left with the left and the right with the right, and then it tells you which way to turn it. You can see here there's a little arrow, so to tighten this pedal, go ahead, install it like that, and then I can use the 15mm wrench. That goes counterclockwise to tighten. I'm moving over to the right pedal. This is clockwise. Right, tighten that down. Last but not least is to install the seat. What I'm going to do is make sure that this clasp is tight enough. I'm going to slide the seat post in like that, and then I can tighten this down. Now I'm going to move up here to the handlebars and see if they're in a comfortable position. I'm going to remove the tape from the screen. Rotate the screen up. The handlebars are a little raked back for my liking. I'm going to move them forward, so I'm going to loosen these bolts and move the handlebars forward. I got the handlebars in a comfortable position. Now I'm going to center the screen. I think I like it about like that. And then I'm going to use my smallest hex wrench and tighten these screws down so the screen is locked onto the handlebars. Now, sitting on the bike, I noticed that the remote is shifted up along with the shifter. I'm going to loosen the bolts on the bottom of these and rotate them to where I think they should be located and for my comfort. Before we turn the bike on, let's remove the cellophane from the lights on the tail light. Before you take the bike for a ride, make sure the tires are properly inflated to about 17 to 18 psi of pressure. To install the battery and turn on the bike, you're going to flip the seat up, slide the battery down, make sure that it seats in those contacts, and then use the key to lock the battery in place. I recommend leaving one of the keys at home and then keeping one with you just in case the battery needs to be removed. And then if you lose it, you have the backup at home. Lock the seat back down, and then turn the battery to the on position. Moving up here to the handlebars or cockpit, you're going to hit the power button, and it's going to turn on the screen, and you'll see that it's a nice color screen. And then going through some of the options, if you hit the I button, it gives you an odometer for your, that's the total miles on the bike, the max speed, the average speed of your trip, and then that is your trip that you take every time you power on and off the bike. Now, if you hold the minus button, it will go into what they call walk mode. That's 3 miles per hour, and if you need to shut that off, here, I'll show you. If I hold that, you can hear the bike clicking, and then I just simply hit one of the brakes and it will turn off. To increase the pedal assist modes, just hit plus. It goes to pedal assist mode 5. Says it does 38 miles an hour. Obviously, that's no load on it. So my guess is it will do about 30 miles an hour. I'm going to go out and test the speed here. And then if you need to go down in pedal assist modes, you just hit the minus button and we'll be at a slower speed and rate. And then if you hit the little gear icon, that's nice. You can dim the screen for night mode on demand, which is a nice feature. Now to turn on the headlight and tail light, you just simply hit that button. It turns on the headlight and tail light. There is no directionals on this bike, as you can see here, and then you do have a horn. Over here is a 7-speed shifter for the gears in the back of the bike if you want to pedal the bike. And to shift up, you just simply hit the positive button here, and to go down, you use your thumb to push the gear shifter down. This is the half twist throttle. You just simply twist it like that. This is the front brake over here. This is the rear brake. Now, I do like the half twist throttle because one time I did have someone come up and talk to me on another e-bike, and they set their hand on the end of the handlebar like this and the bike went flying. So the half twist is a nice protective. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.